God has an urgent message for you today. You've been feeling uneasy in the house you're staying in, and it's not just your imagination playing tricks. There's a tall man watching you from the window, and this divine warning is meant to alert your spirit to this presence. This isn't something you should ignore or dismiss as just a strange feeling. God is revealing what your natural eyes might miss, but your spirit can sense. This message comes with love to help you understand what's happening in your home and how to reclaim your space from unwanted spiritual influences. As you hear these words, know that God sees everything happening in your home, including presences that others might dismiss. It's normal to feel afraid or doubt yourself when you sense something watching you, but remember that you're being given spiritual sight with care. This warning is your chance to take back your space and turn fear into spiritual authority. You're receiving this message because there's still time to address what's happening in your house. Even when facing unseen watchers feels overwhelming, trust that this warning is a blessing, because awareness is the first step toward protection. God wouldn't reveal this tall figure to frighten you, but to empower you with the knowledge you need to stand firm in your spiritual authority over your home. As you think about this tall man at your window, take time to examine your experiences with spiritual eyes. Just like night vision goggles reveal what's hidden in darkness, this divine warning helps you see beyond the physical realm into spiritual realities affecting your home. Hold on to your faith and spiritual intuition, but let go of paralyzing fear and denial that keep you vulnerable. Just like a homeowner needs to know about foundation problems to fix them, you need to acknowledge spiritual intrusions before you can address them. This warning isn't meant to terrify you, but to awaken you, making you more spiritually discerning about your environment. Pay attention to recurring dreams, unusual sensations of being watched, or pets reacting to empty spaces. These experiences aren't signs of an overactive imagination, but your God-given spiritual senses alerting you to what needs attention in your home. This warning about the tall man watching you is more than just information about your house. It's a spiritual checkpoint in your journey. It's a time for you to connect with your spiritual authority and find your courage to face unseen realities. Approach this message with a calm heart, knowing that awareness is the beginning of freedom. There's a divine plan working in your life, teaching you to see beyond the physical world. Unsettling experiences might be happening, but view them as opportunities to develop spiritual strength. Every encounter becomes a lesson that deepens your faith and spiritual wisdom. When you feel that watching presence, reach out in prayer for protection. God is always ready to surround you with light, wisdom, and safety. Through prayer, you'll receive the guidance needed to transform your home into a sanctuary of peace. Remember that God reveals spiritual realities, not to frighten you, but to free you from influences you didn't know were affecting your life. As we've discussed strengthening your spiritual awareness, I'd like to help prepare you for future divine revelations as well. If these messages about spiritual protection resonate with your spirit, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll receive more spiritual warnings and guidance to help navigate unseen realities with confidence. Pay attention to specific signs confirming the spiritual presence in your home. These aren't random events, but divine clues sent to increase your awareness. As you move through your house, notice areas that feel unusually cold, or where you feel suddenly uncomfortable for no reason. You might experience objects moving slightly from where you left them, unexplained sounds at specific times, or shadows that seem to move at the corner of your vision. You might feel consistently watched in certain rooms, or find yourself avoiding particular windows or areas without knowing why. These aren't coincidences, they're sacred guidance helping you map the spiritual landscape of your home. Trust your body's reaction to different spaces in your house. That unsettled feeling is your spiritual antenna, detecting what your eyes cannot see. When you feel suddenly anxious in a specific room, when the hairs on your arms stand up near certain windows, or when you wake up feeling like someone was just there. That's God allowing your spirit to perceive beyond physical limitations. Honor these sensations as the spiritual gifts they are, showing you exactly where to focus your prayers and protection. Remember, you're not facing this spiritual situation alone. God is with you, surrounding your home with light and protection. Around you stands a team of guardian angels, assigned specifically to shield you from negative energies, trying to disturb your peace. This warning about the tall watching figure is designed to activate your spiritual defenses, not to leave you helpless in fear. Every revelation of unseen realities comes with divine power to address them. Feel thankful for this spiritual awakening, for it shows how deeply God cares about your home environment and peace of mind. Each step you take toward spiritual awareness brings you closer to transforming your house into a haven of light. That the universe ensures you're never given a spiritual challenge without providing the spiritual resources to overcome it. Nothing can harm a child of God who walks in knowledge and faith, not even entities that watch from windows. Divine timing. God's perfect clock is working in your situation right now. When you receive a spiritual warning at exactly the moment when you're ready to understand it, that's sacred timing at work. These revelations about your home environment come precisely when you have the spiritual maturity to handle them properly. As you notice more signs confirming what's happening, let them build your confidence rather than your fear. Each confirmation shows you're developing spiritual sight that many never receive. Pay attention to these experiences and recognize their purpose. They aren't random spiritual encounters, they're part of a divine plan to elevate your spiritual awareness and authority. Keep your heart open to heaven's guidance about your home. The more you recognize these spiritual realities without fear, the more effectively you can establish boundaries that transform your living space into sacred ground where only light can dwell. Just as you receive these divine revelations about your home, your support helps us continue sharing spiritual guidance with others facing unseen challenges. A small super thanks of $5, $10, or $20 allows these important warnings to reach those who feel spiritually vulnerable in their own homes but don't understand what's happening. Your generosity creates a ripple of protection that extends far beyond your own situation. As you address this watching presence, believe that you have divine authority to cleanse your living space. Just like light instantly dispels darkness when you flip a switch, your spiritual authority can transform the energy of your home. God gives every believer power over their environment, even when confronting unseen watchers. Focus on establishing spiritual boundaries because your declaration of ownership matters in both physical and spiritual realms. When you speak words of faith and claim your home as protected ground, powerful changes begin happening in the spiritual atmosphere around you. Areas that once felt heavy start feeling lighter. Spaces you avoided begin feeling peaceful again. Every step you take towards spiritually cleansing your home brings you closer to complete restoration of your sanctuary. Walk through each room declaring, "This space belongs to God and is filled with light." Place sea salt in the corners of rooms that feel particularly heavy. Play worship music that creates an atmosphere of peace. Open windows to let fresh air circulate, symbolically allowing new energy to replace the old. Use olive oil to make small crosses on doorways and window frames while praying for protection. These physical actions reinforce your spiritual authority over your home. As you reclaim your home, make it a habit to say, "My house is filled with divine light that repels all darkness." Speak these words with complete confidence each morning and evening. This simple practice builds a spiritual shield around your living space that unwanted presences cannot penetrate. When you feel that sensation of being watched, or when you face that window where the tall figure appears, pause for a moment. Take 3 deep breaths while visualizing pure white light filling the entire room. pushing out any negative energy. Trust that God has given you authority over your home, and begin each day thanking Him for surrounding your house with protective light. When you fill your thoughts with gratitude and declarations of divine protection, you establish a spiritual atmosphere where fear cannot thrive. Before sleeping, pray specifically for protection over your bedroom, asking for peaceful rest free from disturbances. Place a symbol of your faith near your bed, whether a cross, spiritual text, or other meaningful item. Sprinkle blessed water around your perimeter periodically, speaking words of cleansing and renewal. Your faith, activated through these practices, becomes an unbreakable barrier against unwanted spiritual intrusions. During this experience, you're not just protecting your home, but also developing spiritual discernment that distinguishes between different types of phenomena. This understanding helps you respond appropriately rather than with generalized fear. Not everything unexplained is negative. Sometimes increased spiritual awareness simply means you're noticing the spiritual realm that always existed around you. Learn to differentiate between your own fear projections and actual spiritual perceptions. Share your experiences with spiritually mature advisors who can offer wisdom without amplifying fear. Their perspective helps you interpret what's happening through the lens of faith rather than terror. As you grow in spiritual understanding, you become someone who can help others navigate similar situations with confidence. Your journey transforms you from feeling victimized by unseen watchers to standing as a spiritual authority in your environment. Keep a journal of experiences, noting patterns that might reveal important spiritual information. Does the sensation of being watched happen at particular times? Are certain prayers especially effective? This documentation helps you move from reactive fear to strategic spiritual response, creating a foundation of understanding that prevents similar situations in new environments you may inhabit in the future. Understanding your God-given spiritual authority is essential when addressing presences in your home. Just as a property deed gives legal rights to a homeowner, your spiritual connection gives you authority over your living space. This isn't about feeling powerful, but about recognizing the power already given to you. Scripture tells us, "Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world." A divine reminder that nothing watching from your window has more authority than the spiritual light within you. Many people live in fear of spiritual phenomena because they don't understand their own spiritual rights. Break this cycle by declaring confidently, "I have authority over this space." Speak directly to unwanted presences, not with anger, but with calm certainty, stating, "You have no permission to remain here." Visualize your home surrounded by protective light that acts as a spiritual fence, clearly marking the boundaries that cannot be crossed. This isn't superstition, but spiritual law. Living spaces reflect the spiritual authority of those who inhabit them. In closing, as we face these spiritual realities in your home, let's move forward with confidence and divine authority. Be prepared to consistently maintain your spiritual boundaries. Face unsettling moments with calm strength and recognize the peace that gradually returns to your space. Trust in the power of prayer and in God's promise of protection for your home. You are on a path to spiritual victory, surrounded by divine light that no darkness can overcome. Keep saying, "My house is filled with divine light that repels all darkness," and watch as your home transforms into the sanctuary it was meant to be. If this message has helped you understand and address spiritual challenges in your home, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more divine guidance. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a warning or blessing meant for you. When you share this message, you help others who may be experiencing unexplained phenomena. Without understanding the spiritual dynamics involved, Each person who receives this guidance through you becomes part of a growing community of spiritual awareness and protection. Dear Lord, please surround every viewer's home with your protective light, bringing peace to troubled spaces and clarity to confused minds. Amen. If this message has touched your heart or helped you recognize spiritual realities in your environment, consider showing your appreciation with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20, or more. Your support helps us continue sharing these divine insights with others who need them. Please share in the comments what spiritual topics about home protection you'd like to hear in our next video. Your suggestions help us bring you the guidance you need most.